What is the laziest thing you've ever done? Used to have one of those clap-on, clap-off lights in my room. I hated clapping, so I just made an audio recording of me clapping and mapped it to one of the programmable keys on my keyboard. I didn't even know that could be a thing. Either way, that's funny. Wow, that is really lazy. I always heat things in the microwave for 1 minute and 11 seconds or 2 minutes and 22 seconds because I'm too lazy to move my fingers to the 0 before I hit start. I have a dog and a cat, and I hate sleeping with the door open. Sometimes dog wants to sleep in the bedroom, sometimes dog wants to sleep outside the bedroom. But he never decides until I'm comfy in bed. Solution? Keep a laser pointer on my nightstand. Once dog decides where he's sleeping, I'll shine the laser pointer on the door so that my cat paws it closed. It has now become a routine that my cat will wait by the door for the laser before laying down. I was laying in bed with the light on and wanted to go to sleep with it off. I called my house from my cell phone and asked for myself in a disguised voice. When my mom came in to bring me the phone, I asked her to turn the light out when she left, hung up both phones, and went to sleep. How are you not a supervillain yet? That was so evil and genius. Late to the party, but this one is too good to pass up. I was once on a US military ship having breakfast in the wardroom, officer's lounge, when the operations officer, OPS, walks in. This guy was the definition of not a morning person. He's still half asleep, bleary-eyed, basically a zombie with a bagel. He sits down across from me to eat his bagel and is just barely conscious. My back is to the outboard side of the ship, and the morning sun is blazing in one of the portholes, putting a big, bright-ass circle of light right on his barely conscious face. He's squinting and chewing and basically just remembering how to be alive for today. It's painful to watch. But then zombie OPS stops chewing, slowly picks up the phone, and dials the bridge. In his well-known "I'm still totally asleep" voice, he says, "Hey, it's OPS. Could you shift our bar pat? Yeah, 165. Thanks." And puts the phone down. And then he just sits there, squinting, waiting. And then, ever so slowly, I realize that that big blazing spot of sun has begun to slide off the zombie's face and onto the wall behind him. After a moment, it clears his face and he blinks slowly a few times, and the brilliant beauty of what I've just witnessed begins to overwhelm me. By ordering the bridge to adjust the ship's back and forth patrol by about 15 degrees, he's changed our course just enough to reposition the sun off of his face. He's literally just redirected thousands of tons of steel and hundreds of people so that he could get the sun out of his eyes while he eats his bagel. I am in awe. He slowly picks up his bagel, and for a moment I'm terrified at the thought that his own genius may escape him, that he may never appreciate the epic brilliance of his laziness since he's not going to wake up for another hour. But between his next bites he pauses, looks at me, and gives me the faintest sly grin before returning to gnaw slowly on his zombie bagel. I think this is one of the greatest things I have ever read. In order to not walk 5 feet to my bed, I decided to fall asleep on my recliner, pulling down the window shade a little extra so I could use it as a blanket. Did the same thing when I was coming home drunk. Laid on the floor and used a DDR mat for a blanket. Shot 10 Nerf darts at my light switch from bed, missed all of them, and slept with the lights on. Solution: if you never turn the lights on, you don't have to turn them off. I tried the same, but with one shoe at the switch, missed. Second shoe at the bulb, glass everywhere. My roommate and I arranged our dorm room to be lazy capable. One person was able to reach the mini fridge and light switch from her bed, and the other could reach the window and AC/heat from her bed. We never fought again. Spent a half hour searching for a torrent to download a textbook that I had left in another room. Called my mom's office line from the living room to ask her a question. She has a home office. Washed bed sheets. Didn't put the sheets on till 2 months later. Had the pizza guy deliver a pizza. I lived above the pizzeria. Here are a couple. Roommate was on the other side of the apartment, maybe 20 feet away, and we were both using our computers. Sent him an instant message to find out what he was doing and if he wanted to go grab some lunch. Came home and tripped in the doorway, falling flat on the floor. I kicked the door shut with my foot and fell asleep for 3 hours. One time I arrived at my apartment to find my roommate out cold napping in the middle of the living room floor next to the steam cleaner, with all of the furniture moved to a different room and only half the floor cleaned. Another time we were chilling in the living room and he went into his room like 5 feet away to close his blinds. I didn't see him again for 3 hours because while he was climbing over his bed to close them, he fell asleep. I am baffled by you people. It takes me hours to get to sleep. Slept on the floor for a year instead of putting together my assembly bed. Edit. I put it together today. Snapped a couple photos on my dad's terrible, just terrible phone. Now I have an Imgur account too, after a year on Reddit with so many great photos to share but not enough motivation to create an Imgur account. Edit. I just flushed my gum down the toilet because the trash can was in the kitchen. Someone stop me. Edit. Now I know why power users like u/Unidan and u/Vargas enjoy and spend so much time on Reddit. It's because they're mostly replying to real people and engaging in conversation rather than click, click, click. Oh fuck, I've been at my place for just over 4 years now. I have a fantastic bed that sits on the ground. Every few weeks I move the bed frame a few feet closer, then remember I don't have the screws for it. There's a Home Depot I pass almost every day. I was there last week. What the hell is wrong with me? How did I only just realize that this is just laziness? Edit. Well, it took 3 days, but I finally put the frame together, and now my bed is on it. It's wobbly. I'm remembering why I didn't set it up when I moved in. I'm going to have to go get and put together another bed. God damn it. But I'm less lazy thanks to you, Reddit. Seriously, thank you. I was drunk one night and decided the bathroom was too far away. So I pissed in my cat's litter box. Didn't feel like cleaning it up in the morning, so I just threw the whole litter box in the garbage. I downloaded a movie instead of going upstairs to grab the DVD. I didn't want to get up to get scissors to open a package I had, so I grabbed the cat and used his claws. It was soft plastic and the cat was indifferent. Eating my food directly from the pot to eliminate dishes. I hate washing dishes. I do this too, when I am the only one at home. Sometimes I might even eat with the ladle and stuff. Sigh. An update is available? Ask me in 4 hours. Ask me in 4 hours. Ask me in 4 hours. God damn it. Ask me in 1 day. I tried to skip to the good part of a 33 seconds YouTube video. I ran out of clean bowls for cereal, so I lined the bowls with foil over the old food and made a bowl of cereal. After that, I threw away the foil and did it again the next day. I was out of the country for a few weeks, and the morning I came back, I saw my boyfriend eating cereal out of a measuring cup with a plastic spoon. I can never leave again. In college, we hooked up those hamster water bottles to our headboards with a wire so that we could drink from them when hungover. It enabled us to just open our mouth instead of having to move any other part of our body. We didn't get much water out of it. Called the restaurant to send the waiter back to my table. This is just genius. Why the hell isn't there a flag system at restaurants? Every table gets 2 flags and a flag stand. One flag is red, one is green. If you need something, you put up the red flag. If you want to be left alone and enjoy your goddamn meal without your conversation being interrupted, you put up the green flag. It makes everyone's life easier. Someone just please do this. I don't care if you take credit for this brilliant idea, just make it happen. Greatest thing I have read today. I was in a class called OJT, On the Job Training, in high school. Every day, the last 25% of school was dedicated to me being able to leave class to go to work. We were given grades by our employers, which would then turn into grades for the class. As a high school senior, I convinced the teacher that oversaw this program that because I had my own corporation that I used to sell stuff on eBay, I should be able to be my own boss. She agreed. I failed that class because I didn't bother to fill out the paperwork to give myself a grade. Holy shit, guy. My roommate in college went home for a 3-day weekend, and I stayed in bed the entire time. I got up twice to pee and brought 4 bags of sour cream and onion potato chips to bed with me. She walked in on Monday at 9 p.m., laughed so hard she cried, and forced me to get in the shower. You peed twice in 3 days? That sounds really unhealthy. This thread is making me feel a little better about my life choices. When I was in college, I ordered pizza for delivery because I wanted cigarettes and asked if there was a driver there that would pick me up some cigs for an extra $10 on top of his normal tip. We had a Circle K next door to my apartment complex I could see from my window. The cigs cost me $33. This reminded me of a time when I ordered a cab to get cigarettes. It had just snowed, and I hadn't shoveled the snow off my car yet. There's this gas station about 3 blocks away, but I was too lazy and cold to walk. So I ordered a cab to drive me to the gas station and wait, and then bring me home. He looked at me like I was nuts. TV remote was 2 feet out of reach, so I downloaded the remote control app instead. Edit. My particular cable provider has an app that works with their cable box, so it was their proprietary app. been there myself. Now I wonder what I'd do if my smartphone were out of reach. Eating a microwavable meal in bed, I got it all over. I then took off my sock to use as a napkin. We would be good friends. Throw a shoe to knock over the cat food bag so I didn't have to go all the way into the garage to open it and dump it into the bowl. I lost 14 pounds because I didn't feel like eating. I know a guy who accidentally went on a raw vegan diet because he just couldn't be bothered cooking. Just spent half the year munching on carrots and apples like a spoiled pony. Haven't eaten for 3 days because didn't feel like cooking and lacked money to order food. Not me, but a buddy of mine was laying in bed one morning. Picked his nose and had nowhere to put it back in his nose. Who throws gold back in the mine? Attached my dog's leash to my RC monster truck car and walked her around the cul-de-sac with it, all from the comfort of my living room. Don't judge. There's a nail that's directly behind my head that I hit every day. It's been there for over a year. Try to nail it in with your head. Drove to class. Escalators up to 3rd floor classroom were broken. Went home. That happened to me one time at the gym. I figured I'd grab a donut and try again next month. Escalators can never break. They can only turn into stairs. I've been sitting on the toilet for 45 minutes because I don't want to pull my pants up. Edit. Apparently a lot of people think this is going to give me hemorrhoids. Well, I hope that you're wrong, but I want to assure everyone that at the moment my ass is okay. I woke up about 30 minutes late and called in sick to work instead of rushing to get ready for the day. The real winners will be too lazy to log on and write in this thread though. My TV was on my dresser and I didn't have a remote. I had turned off Netflix in an effort to go to bed. I decided a few minutes later that sleep is for the weak and decided for more Netflix. I never got up to turn my TV back on though. I watched hours of Netflix on my tiny phone to avoid getting up for 5 seconds. I once hooked up with a guy on Grindr and made him go past the grocery store to get me some milk on the way to my place. I didn't even really feel like sex, but I sure did feel like cereal. Sexual favors for cereal? Sounds about right. My husband did this, but I took advantage, so I'm guilty too. We were in his man cave attached to the garage. It's about 100 feet from the house. Using his cell, he called the house phone. One of the kids answered, and he told him to come to the cave. When he got there, my husband told him to grab a beer out of the fridge that was about 10 feet away. I said, "While you're there, grab me a soda. I feel so ashamed." I grew up before cell phones, so my dad's preferred method was to yell in my general direction, and when I came over, asked me if I was going to the kitchen. Regardless of the answer, he would say, "Do me a favor, and go get me a soda/chip/whatever, and ask your mother if she wants anything." I'm in my 30s, and though I moved out years ago, every time I visit, he does the exact same thing, and I always go after asking mom if she wants anything, and we laugh about it every time. I had BBQ sauce on my cheek at a restaurant. Rather than get up to grab a napkin, I used a piece of bread to wipe it off and then ate it. That's also the fattest thing I've done. That's not being lazy, that's being smart. Today, I learned I'm actually not that lazy. Seriously. I never thought I'd say this, but I feel like a responsible, practical, and reasonably hardworking person right now. Fell asleep wearing full makeup, woke up, wore the same makeup the next day. When I played WoW, I didn't take my 6-packs of Dr. Pepper out of the plastic rings. I just lift up all 6 and drink them one at a time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to press like button and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. If you want to suggest interesting Reddit posts, drop them down in the comments. Till next time, peace.